will be appearing shortly, playing flutes and penny whistles, and my mother, Jody Brown, playing the piano. Now, if you brought an instrument, and yeah, thank you. And I routinely get to collaborate with these folks here at church, too, which is just wonderful. You can see we already have an orchestra assembling over here. If you brought an instrument and are unsure what to do with it, you're welcome to go sit with them or sit where you are. It doesn't matter whatsoever. There are 2 rules for tonight. Number 1, if you brought an instrument, you are welcome to play absolutely any time. Whenever you want, however you want. There are no sets exclusive to the band on stage. Rule number 2, this is the dance floor, use it. We're going to start with a set of 3 traditional Irish jigs, the first of which is called the Walls of Liscarroll. I found this jig in a book of O'Neill's 1000 Tunes of Ireland. Any Irish musicians know this compendium? It's pretty famous. I then found a tune at the same time called Cherish the Ladies. There is a famous band after the same name. I was very good at cherishing the ladies when I was in high school, so I thought this would be a good tune. And then Courtney's Favorite is the tune that will conclude this set. I had a crush on a girl named Courtney. Is that Carolyn? All right, here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, and... finally have some dancing going on. The rest of you are breaking that rule. We need more dancing, please, or clapping. Clapping, you can dance with your hands. The next tune we're going to play is called Brian Boru's March, who was a famous hero of Ireland. This is a tune that Carolyn and I have been playing for about 20 years now and features the flute.
About 3 times, usual.
I thought of something as we were playing and as I pulled out the mandolin here. This is an instrument that I bought, again, about 20 years ago. I had started to venture into the world of Celtic fiddle following a couple of years playing klezmer fiddle. And I met this guy named Jansen Wendell here at the church who brought his mandolin to our youth retreat to Camp Quebec. This is circa 2001, 2002. So Jansen, let me publicly acknowledge you for inspiring me to continue my folk music career. We're going to perform a set of tunes now, both around the melody to the Foggy Dew. How many of you know the Foggy Dew? Traditional Irish tune. A couple of you. Absolutely hauntingly beautiful. It's a tune that you hear very often in traditional sessions. The first part of this tune is a ballad that Caitlin will sing. The second part is a wild jig. In other words, get ready to dance. More dancing, more dancing. I'm not going to stop bugging you about this. Whatever you All right. I'm so grateful to see some more dancing. If it helps to encourage you at all, when Caitlin and I got married about 10 years ago, we had a Celtic band, Burning Bridget Cleary. Anybody know Burning Bridget Cleary? They've now become House of Hamel. Yes, yes. Friends of ours, they played for our wedding. And so our reception music, contrary to the typical DJ, was a Celtic band. And nobody knew exactly how to Irish step dance or how you're supposed to dance to Irish music, but we all just flung ourselves all over the place for the night, and it was wonderful. Caitlin did the thing where she had to greet everybody who attended, and so I don't think I shared a single dance with Caitlin that night, except for our first one. Airing my grievances here. But Carolyn danced with me a lot, and we were flinging ourselves around like crazy. So please do what we did and just have a good time tonight. You don't need to know how to Irish step dance. But this next set of tunes is a couple of reels, which tend to be faster, but these are exceptions. These are reels composed by the Irish composer O'Carolan, Turlough O'Carolan, who was yeah, a fan? Very good. So Turlough O'Carolan was a blind harpist and a contemporary of Johann Sebastian Bach's. They were composing at the same time, but O'Carolan essentially, not codified, there's a word, he established what we now appreciate as the modern Irish music idiom, and his compositions are hauntingly beautiful. This is the Lament of Owen O'Neill and O'Carolan's Farewell. O'Carolan's Farewell. So my sister Carolyn and I have been playing Celtic music since we were in high school, about 15, 20 years ago or so. Middle school, right, you were in middle school, that's right. My annoying little sister was just so good at the flute, I couldn't not have her in my band. So we now kind of informally refer to ourselves as the Brown Family Celtic Band, but the funny thing about this is that of the four of us up here, only two of us share the surname Brown. Since Caitlin did not take my last name, Carolyn did take her husband's last name. And Caitlin is the only one of us who can claim any actual Irish heritage. We're all Russian Jews, the rest of us. This next tune, Andro, is a traditional Irish march, and it's one that, surprisingly, I had not heard until, I guess it was March of 2020. Everybody remembers what happened in March of 2020, yeah, of course. But what was special about this particular tune that you're about to hear is that it was the finale to the Chieftains' farewell concert when they came to Philadelphia. The Chieftains, one of the greatest Celtic bands of all time, and they were parting as a band. They were, and the world was about to shut down. So it's very energetic, but there's something just kind of bittersweet about this melody. It's in minor key, but it's very upbeat, very conducive to dancing. And in fact, when we heard this performance, and this is in Verizon Hall, by the way, the Chieftains and a band of dancers, they walked right through the aisle, scooping people up and leading them in a march around the room. So I would not object to any such rendition of this dance form as we perform Andro. I so appreciate that our dance floor is growing. This next set of tunes, Carolyn taught me. This is a light jig into a polka, which actually is an Irish dance form. And the jig is called the gabio, but was adopted in revolutionary era America, and renamed Jefferson and Liberty. The second tune is called Song of the Falcon Chief. We're going to play a couple of reel sets, or a reel set with a couple of reels. The first is called Crowley's Reel. The second is House of Hamel. I referred to this band called House of Hamel. It's actually based on a tune. These are both very traditional tunes that you often hear in sessions. Here's one that I suspect most of you will have known of, any that we've played so far. How many of you know Ashokan Farewell by Jay Unger? Yeah? Quite a few of you? I know these folks do. Actually, Jansen, I think you taught this one to me way back when. I'm pretty sure you're the first one who introduced me to this. It's a slow waltz, absolutely beautiful. So if you're not sure about the fast dancing, now's your chance. More time. Now, strictly speaking, that's not an Irish tune, it's an American tune, but the genres have been bent and borrowed and shared for so many years now that some of the tunes, for example, Irish versus Scottish tunes, are all but indiscernible. At one point, Irish tunes were traditionally composed in a more stepwise fashion, fewer of the leaps that we've come to associate with Irish music that was actually borrowed from the Scots. And so much of this idiom, this style, is based on the outcome of the instruments that were available and the pedagogy or lack thereof as people were self-teaching themselves how to play instruments. You'll hear me play a lot of open strings, which are more resonant and you don't typically hear in classical music. You'll hear turns and cuts, which tend to emulate the sound of bagpipes, for example, because they can't stop their sound as it's coming from the bag through the pipes themselves. You hear the transitions between notes, and now fiddlers and flute players and others have emulated these sounds. We're going to play another set of jigs. These two are called Haste to the Wedding and The Sailor's Wife. I forgot we were supposed to play the Traveler in that set. Why don't we add another jig? This is a tune. So we talk about sets. You hear me now lamenting the fact that I forgot one. Because traditional tunes, Irish tunes, folk tunes, tend to be so short, we group them in sets. I tend to think of it kind of like playing the card game Uno, color with color, number with number. in this case dance form with dance form, or key with key. So this is another jig. We're throwing this one on. This is called The Traveler. I composed this for a friend of mine who is a particularly prolific traveler for her, I want to say 26th birthday. This is The Traveler. So we'll demonstrate this set building practice, I think, pretty effectively here with this next set of tunes, composed in part by me, by one of my closest friends, and by a prolific composer of Irish music. When I keep alluding to our high school good old days, most high schools have a rock band. Our high school had a Celtic band. And so it was me and my sister and a couple of others. My brother who played the Irish drums. Some of you remember Christopher, who also grew up in this community. And my best friend, Will McCall, who composed I had this idea that every member of the band, so Will was a bassist, and I had the idea that every member of the band was going to write an original tune, and we performed as a set, and it would be this spectacular thing. The idea kind of dissipated, and Will was the only one who actually wrote something for this set. And I had this handwritten piece of manuscript paper in my violin case for years. I think it was over 10 years that I never even looked at this thing that he wrote. I pulled it out. I don't remember. It's because he was getting married. I decided this might be fun. Let's see if it was any good. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe I pushed him to do this. Maybe he wasn't comfortable with it. Maybe it wasn't his thing. And it was actually stunningly beautiful. He wrote this absolutely gorgeous waltz. So we decided we would premiere it at his wedding back in 2019. And so I composed a reel to accompany his tune. And then we're going to perform Bear Island Reel by Finbar Dwyer, which is one of the most popular modern Irish tunes in session culture. Give me the vamp. I am so grateful to see so much more dancing happening, and beautiful dancing, by the way. Yes, please. A couple things that come to mind since we're halfway through our session. I just want to take a minute to acknowledge the tech team that has elevated our game in such a big way. Oh my God. I'm also thinking about the tunes that we just played. A couple of them we are going to be performing again on Sunday morning for our worship service here in this very room, 10 o'clock. We decided to withhold certain special tunes to bring you in so that you could come and experience brand new stuff on Sunday. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to encourage dancing all the same. The next couple of tunes we're going to perform are a pair of marches. One is called The Cuckoo's Nest, which is early English, and Galway Bell, which is, this is technically a polka. And this one is a fast polka from, you guessed it, Galway. These tunes don't have very creative names, do they? I mean, I'm perpetuating the problem. I named the tune after my friend, the Traveler.
David.
Yeah.
Request for laws at some point for fun.
Is it not in here?
Is it in here?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Just want to make sure.
Oh, yeah. We're going to mix things up just a little bit. If you ever attend a traditional session at, say, a pub, there will come a time of the evening when a solo singer will stand up, everybody gets quiet, the instrumentalists put their instruments down, and they just listen, usually a ballad telling a story. Caitlin is going to sing for us now a tune called She Moved Through the Fair, which is actually a very hauntingly beautiful melody, very hauntingly beautiful poem, likely a ghost story, depending on how you interpret it, and it is very, very old.
My young love said to me, my mother won't mind, and my father won't slight you for your lack of kind. Then she stepped away from me, and this she did say, it will not be long, love, till our wedding day. She stepped away from me, and she moved through the fair. And fondly I watched her move here and move there. Then she made her way homeward with one star awake, as the swan in the evening moves over the lake. I dreamt it last night that my dead love came in. So softly she moved that her feet made no din. Then she came close beside me, and this she did say, it will not be long, love, till our wedding day.
That is my reaction to this very day, and we've been married 10 years. So we're going to perform a set now of two hornpipes. And a hornpipe is a dance form that moves, it's almost like a very fast jig. It comes across almost as as a swing. It's like Celtic swing. So Carolyn and I for years have referred to this tune as Belfast Hornpipe. Carolyn's like, what are these titles you've given me? No, it's a very familiar tune. It's two tunes that are actually known in some circles as the Belfast Hornpipe. They are in fact the Boys of Blue Hill and Harvest Home. I think I'll play banjo.
Sorry, I was just making sure there wasn't any surprises in there.
No, it's exactly what you know. Like an intro. I wanted to add a tune to our set list because today, I'm sure you couldn't guess, is somebody's birthday. And in fact, my mother-in-law, Holly Watterson, who happens to be with us this evening, let's all sing happy birthday to Holly in a very Irish fashion. Didn't mean to embarrass you. Holly, who is also a fabulous musician and church music director. This next tune has a little bit of a story. How many of you MLUC folks attended the service last year where Vincent Craig and I played Transylvanian music? Anybody remember? Very good. So this will be a fresh story, I think. So this is a tune that I composed when I was in Transylvania. I have this strange coincidence of a connection to Transylvania completely independent of our affiliation with a partner church. I have a very close friend. He's a cello player. We were close in college. We've communicated for years. I've visited him twice. Caitlin and I visited one of those times to collaborate as guest soloists with a fabulous orchestra in central Transylvania. But the first time we were there, we were just roughing it. We were hitchhiking all over the country, sleeping in the attics of churches and wherever we could find a place to be. It was quite wild. And one of these evenings, it was actually the very evening that I first visited our partner church in Varfova, where I will be visiting again this summer with a team of I think 26 people. Yeah, nice big group. And at the end of this day, we were all exhausted. It was a major adventure of a day, avoiding wild mountain dogs and, hitchhiking, stuff you don't do around here. We were climbing to the top of a hill that overlooks the city of Kolozsvár, or Cluj, which is the nearest major city in Transylvania. And throughout the day, we had kind of picked up a bunch of people who were interested in our journey, like, what's this American guy doing in Transylvania? What is this place Varfova? Nobody in Transylvania knows what Varfova is either. So we had maybe a group of 5 or 6 people. We're climbing this hill, and one by one, it's pitch dark, we're climbing, it's heavily wooded. They start to sing this hauntingly beautiful melody. Caitlin, do you happen to remember the Hungarian words? Mm-hmm. Ah, amazing. Well, so they started to sing this melody, and it's in Hungarian. I didn't speak a word of Hungarian at the time. I still really don't. And I had just recently performed the Cacciatorian Violin Concerto with the Newark Symphony, so I had this composer's sense of chromatic 20th century harmony in my head and my Irish music background, and I'm listening to a Transylvanian folk song. So I start to sing a counterpoint along, and Caitlin will now, I just asked her on the spot, and she still does remember the Hungarian, to sing the original folk song, at least a verse, so that you can hear what it sounds like.
I should clarify, it will only be one verse because I only know one verse.
We were asked to premiere the following tune that I composed based on this folk song with the Cheek Chamber Orchestra of Central Transylvania when Caitlin actually sang this original folk song, that first verse, the one she knows. Before departing from the stage, I took over the melody. But after the concert, these native Transylvanians started approaching Caitlin speaking Hungarian, assuming it was her native language as well, because she pronounced it so well. This is called, once again uncreatively, Climbing the Hill. playing the original now. One more time. Softball question. How many of you have seen the movie Titanic? So I suspect you all will recognize this next tune set, even if you wouldn't otherwise know it by name. This is a set of traditional tunes that Carol and I have been playing for as long as we've been playing Celtic music, called the Blarney Pilgrim and John Ryan's Polka, and indeed together they make up the music performed by the Irish band in Titanic, Irish Party of the Third Class. Oh, and by the way, we do a very tasteless thing when Carol and I play this, and we just make the polka faster and faster. So if you want to dance, now's a good time. Get it out of your system, and whoever survives the polka will get an award. saying to me, we could have played it faster, but the question then becomes, should we?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
The answer
Maybe we
is
should.
yes.
So let's actually skip a couple tunes ahead because we planned way more than enough material than we need. Here's a great set of slip jigs, they're called. Slip jigs are like, so a jig, if I'm playing a jig, like, let's say, we're counting this 1, 2, 1, 2, ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. But actually what you're hearing, each one of those beats, bum, 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 is 3. Da, 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 da. A slip jig now turns the regular jig into a big grouping of 3. 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3, and a 1 and 2 and 3. I don't think, have we played a slip jig tonight so far?
I don't think so.
So accidentally, I shoved them all to this one set. So this is a pair of slip jigs called the butterfly, which is very traditional, very common, again, in session music. And the second is called Walk at Dusk, which has the distinction of being the second Celtic tune that I ever wrote circa 2003, I think. So I was a freshman in high school.
I don't know.
Anyway, I was new to it, but it's the one that survived that I think is
Ancient
good enough to
history.
still play. Okay, this is the butterfly and Walk at Dusk. So we've been playing now so many of the tunes that I've composed. It's time to feature another fabulous composer of Celtic tunes, my sister Carolyn. So we're going to play a set of two. We're going to transition from my music to her music. We're going to start with a tune called Harpstone. Harpstone is a pretty sounding name, but once again you'll realize it was quite uncreative, as this was composed to celebrate the marriage of a geologist to a harpist. And so, Harpstone. And then Carolyn, do you want to say a couple words about your tune?
It's called Zorro's Lament. I love my cats. I had a cat named Zorro that I lost kind of in a really, really sad way. So this piece is named after him.
Now that's the way to honor your pets. The next set of tunes is another one. One of these will be performed this upcoming Sunday at the service. It's a set of two of my favorites. The first is very well known. It's called King of the Fairies. It's another hornpipe. Again, think about the Celtic swing. The second tune is a very fast and exciting jig. I've never known the name of it. And we all know that where Celtic tunes are concerned, folk music, even classical music, sometimes names get lost to history, and a tune that's been passed on by ear maybe does not preserve its actual nomenclature. Well, I learned this tune from YouTube, and there's a Hungarian YouTuber named Zoltan who posts Celtic music. And so in the absence of a better title, I have dubbed this tune Zoltan, the Hungarian hibernophile. And a hibernophile, of course, is someone who loves Ireland. So it's King of the Fairies and Zoltan, the Hungarian hibernophile. You want to start this one, Carol?
Ugh. I have to remember what it is. Thank you.
I think Zoltan would be proud. The next tune is one that I actually learned from my mom, who taught elementary school music for 20 years. Correct me if I'm misrepresenting how you learned this tune. Do you want to tell us how you learned this tune?
I found it somewhere.
She found it somewhere. This is called the Manx Lullaby, and it is an absolutely hauntingly beautiful tune from the island of Manx. And if I may, I want to demonstrate what I think is so special about its scale, and the scale of a lot of traditional Celtic music. We're used to major and minor scales. A lot of Celtic music incorporates what's known as the Mixolydian scale. So instead of hearing, we hear harmonies like, which I find so hauntingly beautiful, especially in the context of a slow ballad like this one, the Manx Lullaby. You want an instrumental introduction?
Sure. Yes.
Carolyn, do you want to tell everybody what that crazy thing is that you're playing?
Laws.
The instrument you're playing.
Oh, it's a bass flute.
Yeah, they come in bass
So
flavor.
if this is a regular flute, most people are familiar with. The little one is a piccolo, which is an octave higher, and then the bass flute is a full octave lower. So
And there are actually contrabass flutes and sub-contrabass flutes.
basically, it's like the plumbing section of lows if you look at the lower and lower flutes.
Section of Lowe's? Oh, is that what
What do you think? This one or the one?
Well, that sounds good.
We're going to skip another couple of tunes. This one's weird,
Wonderful.
and it's wonderful. Years ago, I heard an album by Liz Knowles, who's one of my favorite Celtic fiddlers, and she arranged a hybrid Turkish Celtic fusion tune. And I think I'm going to leave it there. I would encourage you to try to dance to this. I think you will actually get the meter, but it's not your typical jig. Caitlin, you want to give us a 7?
Done.
Not that. Hey, bravo, dancers.
Laws.
It's called Laz, yes. I've been fighting with this mic all night. I am a violinist, definitely not a tech person. I praise all of you who understand how to do this work. So the next tune that we're going to play, it's going to be a set of 2 tunes, both of which I composed, the first of which I wrote in Ireland. It's called Slieve League. How many of you have actually been to Ireland? Wow, that's amazing. I finally got to, Caitlin and I went together for the first time back in 2019, and everybody tells you to go see the Cliffs of Moher, right? Amazing, beautiful. What not everybody tells you is that there is a site in County Donegal in the northwest of the country called Slieve League that features cliffs 3 times as tall as the Cliffs of Moher. And so I wrote this tune, actually really, I sang it into my iPhone as I was standing there just in awe of these cliffs that were emerging from the clouds at sunset. It was quite poetic. This is merged with a jig that I composed actually for Carolyn and her twin brother, Christopher, their 20-something birthday called the 1st of May, which is uncreatively their birthday. This is Sleeve League.
You can't guess when my birthday is.
But you can't, right.
Yeah.
This is Sleeve League and the 1st of May.
Sure.
This is a mandocello, by the way.
As I climb the hills of the Dawn Eagle shore, I search for a wonder of traveler's lore, a place of majesty where earth and heaven are one. Sleeve League, emerald cliffs in the gold rays of sun. No beauties like beauty as I envision tonight. No pasture, no valley can compare to that within my sight. The wind whips the grass and the flowers at my feet. The waves crash below and the sheep start to bleat. In all of Ireland, no memory shines quite as bright. Sleeve League through the clouds by the sun's waning light. No beauties like beauty as I envision tonight. No pasture, no valley can compare to that within my I sit at the summit, the cliffs are in view. The stark ancient towers emerge from the blue. In peace I contemplate such thought that nature set free. Sleeve League, how can something so beautiful be? No beauties like beauty as I envision tonight. No pasture, no valley can compare to that within my sight. My boy now has joined me, he's made the climb too. I watch as his face glows with wonder anew. His eyes like sapphires, his smile enchants me to sing. Sleeve League is the second most beautiful thing. No beauties like beauty as I envision tonight. No pasture, no valley can compare to that within my sight.
Well, we have time just for one more set. I want to thank you all so much for choosing to spend your St. Patrick's Day Friday with all of us. Thank you for coming out. Thanks to our orchestra. Thanks to my amazing family. Thanks to our amazing tech team.
Thanks to David for arranging and organizing this.
We're gonna sing something together. I thought that'd be a nice way to close the night out. I suspect many of you know the tune "The Parting Glass." Some of you. This is also a very traditional conclusion to the night at a session in a pub. We are going to transition into a modern tune. Well, maybe 30 years old now, but it's written by a living composer called "Music for a Found Harmonium." And it's quite harmonically funky. It's very interesting. So please, if you've not danced tonight, here is your last chance. But first, we're going to sing together. So you have a very simple role. The refrain is, "Good night and joy be with you all." Let's try singing it together. Good night and joy be with you all. Choir practice is every Thursday at 7 p.m. in the main meeting room. You all sound lovely. I want you in my group. Do you want to sing it?
I'll sing it. Do you want to sing it?
Kind of.
You should sing it then.
I don't sing much since I've been married to an opera singer for the past 10 years, but this one's easy enough. Even I can do it. Oh, all the money e'er I had, I spent it in good company, and all the harm I've ever done, alas, it was to none but me. And all I've done for want of wit, to memory now I can't recall. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. Oh, all the comrades ere I had, they are sorry for my going away. And all the sweethearts ere I had, they'd wished me one more day to stay. And since it falls unto my lot that I should rise and you should not, I'll gently rise and I'll softly call, good night and joy be with you all. If I had money enough to spend and leisure time to sit a while, there is a fair maid in this town who sorely has my heart beguiled. Her rosy cheeks and ruby lips, I own she has my heart enthralled. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. Jody Brown, everyone. Carolyn Giardini. Caitlin Watterson.
And David Brown.
Good night and joy be with you all.